still kind of gets me emotional to speak about this today. That was the last time that I got to speak to my grandfather. The reality is nobody gives a crap if I'm sad. You cannot afford to just use your mood as an excuse for you to not go serve those people. Motivation. You need to be motivated to get something accomplished. No, fuck that. I've been in the field of coaching for now 5 years. And if there is one thing that I have learned, and it's also if there's one thing that I've realized after helping people push themselves and also helping people reach their fitness goals, as well as their life goals too at the same time, is that motivation always seems to be one of those main important reasons or excuses or key influential aspects of somebody's journey into making them succeed or not. I'm here to tell you today that motivation is a scam. I don't personally like motivation, and if you are actually a part of my online coaching program or if you interact with me in daily life, then you know that one of the ways to trigger me is to tell me that you lack of the motivation. Because, and I'm actually going to be explaining here today why I don't like motivation, why you should not rely on it, and why you should just start becoming the damn CEO of your journey and start to take control, start to decide and find discipline within yourself instead of looking for external ways as well as external reasons to give you that so-said drive or motivation. And so I'm going to start with a story. For those of you who are close to me, you know that my grandfather passed away. I think it was around March, but this is pretty much how it happened. Okay. I was at the gym. I was going for a workout. I was lifting some weights, the usual thing. I was focused. And then all of a sudden, my father sends me a text. I open my phone and he tells me, hey, grandfather is not there anymore. I was pretty close to my grandfather. It still kind of gets me emotional to speak about this today. And obviously, when those things happen, okay, all you want to do is to just be there. Like, I wanted to grab an airplane ticket to go back home, to be close to my mom. But that's not how things work. Because the next day, guys, I had a long day of coaching waiting for me. If you know me and you're familiar with my journey, you know that I do online coaching and that at the same time, I also do part-time group class coaching. So my schedules are pretty much packed. And it's not that it's just packed with simple type of work, but what I do is to interact with people and to be a leader to other people and to provide the best of my energy as well as the best of myself to people in an attempt to lead them towards a successful workouts. The fact of being a coach pretty much means that you are a leader and that you're a leading example for people. And so the thing is, I was sad. I sat down and I was like, okay, what do I do? Am I going to cancel work because I'm sad? The reality is nobody gives a crap if I'm sad. Like, those people who pay me, those people who interact with me online and who get on calls with me, those people who interact with me in group classes and who come to my class, because there are some people who literally tell me that they come to the workout because it's me who coaches the class. So some people definitely rely on me a lot. And so those people who pay for my presence, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? Like, hey guys, I'm not in the mood today, so I'm not going to go work. Like, that's really not how I see things playing out. And so that was really just a moment where I just had to be my own hero and to just put my emotions aside, put my sadness aside, and just cruise through the rest of the week, right? Which was really hard, okay? Which was really hard. I don't want to seem here like I'm a senseless asshole who did not give a crap about his grandfather and who did not give a crap about what might have been happening back home. But the reality is, I still had to perform. I still had things to do. And this is what I want to start with, okay? Because most people, they think they need to be in the mood in order for them to do something. They think they need to have the mood. They think that they need to have that energy. They think they need to have the motivation. But the reality is, when you get commitments, when you get things that are aligned on a to-do list, when you get people relying on you, and mostly when you get people paying you to act a certain way and to perform a certain way, you cannot afford to just use your mood as an excuse for you to not go serve those people. And that's really how I see things, okay? This podcast, again, guys, is really just based on how I feel about life, about how I view things from my personal perspective. So you're completely free to disagree. But, This is just me sharing my opinion, how I view things. And so the way that I see things, and mostly the way that I saw things, and actually this is how I see things in general, is that you don't need to enjoy what you do. You just need to know that it got to be done. You don't need to be motivated to go for your workouts. You just need to know that it's something that is on a checklist of things that you need to accomplish in order for you to move toward a certain goal. You don't need to be happy to do something. You don't need to actually have fun all the time, okay? I'm not saying that it's okay to go be completely depressed and do some sort of job that make you miserable every day. I think there's a problem there. But what I'm trying to say here is that you are bound to lose motivation at some point. And what do you do when you lose the motivation? What do you do when you hear out of nowhere that one person close to you disappeared? What do you do? Are you directly going to put aside all the other things that wait for you and all the other things that expect you to be at your best? It's not how it works. And so I have many stories of that sort, guys. But what I want to start here with is that you cannot make motivation or even emotion something or the reason or the excuse for you taking actions into becoming a better version of yourself. Okay. Like during that weekend, it was the most hardest weekend ever. Okay. After Sunday, after smiling and giving the best of myself and pretty much just putting that mask on and having that character of a leader, on Sunday, I finally had some time to just sit down, to just take a breath, catch a deep breath, and to realize, hey, my grandfather is not here anymore. Okay, so there I had that time to kind of like just be down and be sad and stuff. But the reality is that during the time where I was needed, I just could not afford to not be motivated. And so you right now watching this, you might have some goals that you want to achieve or that you want to work for. And let me tell you this, those goals might be exciting at first. You're going to be excited first when you're going to start working on them for the first days, second days, first month, second months. But then something's going to happen. That's the reality. Something's going to happen out of nowhere. It might not be you. It might be somebody else that just comes and give you a bad day. And then you're going to get like, this happened, so I'm not going to chase my goals. That's not how it works. Because the moment when you say that, okay, let's imagine that you had a long day of work, that your boss was being an asshole to you. And so because of that, you're going to be lazy and just sit in bed being depressed and not go to the gym or not do groceries or not do the things that you're supposed to do in that day. The moment you do that, you're actually giving power to your boss. You're actually literally admitting that, hey, my boss have that much power on me to make me not want to do what I'm supposed to do for myself. That's not how it works, guys. And so motivation, enthusiasm, all of that stuff, you're not supposed to have it, mostly when you're on a fitness journey. And obviously, I'm going to go back into the whole fitness side of things because we kind of went broad here. Commitments don't give a crap about your emotions, right? Bills got to be paid. Tasks needs to be fulfilled. All those things don't give a crap about how good, how sad, how emotional, how low you might feel. If you took a commitment towards someone for something, then it's a commitment. Commitment are called commitment because we commit to something. So it's not even a matter of how good do I feel to fulfill this commitment. It's just a matter of I'm committed, so let me just freaking do it regardless of how I feel. Okay, and speaking about commitment, if you're on a special fitness journey of any sort, then that's what you want. That's what you need, commitment. You need to analyze how much and how committed you are to your goals. You might have specific goals of losing 10 kg in 2, 3, 6 months, whatever the time horizon that you have. You might have the goal of running a marathon in 6 months, and you need to really be serious and diligent about your training program and your training schedule. And let me tell you something, you're gonna be motivated and super energized only around the first 2 weeks. And then after that, you're gonna feel lazy because that shit hurts. Okay? Trying to move forward in terms of fitness, trying to transform your body, and I say this to my clients, trying to transform your body in some ways and trying to advance to the next level in terms of your health is hard. It's not supposed to be comfortable. So as soon as you start to feel that laziness and as soon as you start to see that you struggle to wrap your head around the idea of doing what is needed to be done, you need to realize that that's exactly how hard feels like. That's exactly what is required of you in order for you to move forward. I'm not motivated, so I'm not gonna do this workout. Well, guess what? You're not supposed to have motivation for you to go do that workout. You just need 2 arms to lift those weights. You just need 2 legs for you to do the squats. You don't need any motivation to do that. You breathe in. That should be your motivation. You breathe in, you're able to do things. But the problem is you're just not accountable enough with yourself. The reality is it's not a motivation issue that we have. It's an accountability issue. Whenever we fail to do something that we know can serve us, it's easy for us to hide behind something that the whole world as well as the society has deemed as well as labeled as the holy grail of anything success. Motivation. You need to be motivated to get something accomplished. No, fuck that. Screw that, guys. You could be motivated, but still do complete bullcrap. That's the truth. Like, hey, I'm pumped up, I'm hyped up, I'm super motivated, I'm gonna go cook some meals. But then guess what? Maybe you don't even know your macros. You don't even know how to calculate the portions that you need for your meals. And you might still, mess it up. When you hit a plateau in your fitness journey, being motivated is not going to help you figure out how to break through that plateau. Knowledge will help you figure out how to break through that plateau. And so, for those reasons, guys, as well as really just the fact that motivation is just a feeling, and that again, commitments or a journey don't care about your feeling, we should not rely on motivation. So, a lot of reasons here, guys, for which you should not completely rely on motivation. I'm not saying that you need to completely be unmotivated and to just go perform despite not being in the mood, because actually if you really are never in the mood to do something, that also means that you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing something that you're not supposed to do. That means that something deeper might also be happening regarding your health, your mental health, or anything else. So better get that checked up. But the thing regarding motivation is that you need to embrace the fact that it's gonna come and then it's gonna go. When it comes, capitalize on it, leverage it, make the best out of it. But when it goes, also understand that you're not supposed to always have it. You're also supposed to have some sense of accountability and ownership towards your journey. And then you're going to have to leverage those things. You pretty much switch gears during your journey. Hey, I'm motivated today. Let's go crush it. Hey, I'm not motivated today. But hey, I got missions. I got a to-do list. I got commitments. I got tasks to do. Okay. And so I'm just going to wrap this up here one last time by telling you guys that I think, again, from personal experience, from personal perspective, as well as from coaching people who struggle a lot with motivation, and from having those kinds of conversations in which you just brainstorm on why the motivation is lacking, I just found out that it's not motivation that you have, but accountability. Like, it's always very easy to just say, hey, my boss pissed me off today, so I'm not in the mood to go work out. It's easy to say that instead of just admitting, hey, I don't love myself enough, so I'm not going to go for that workout. There's a sense of shame in saying that I don't love myself enough. However, when you use somebody else or an external reason for you to excuse your lack of execution, it's like you're kind of forgiven. But let me tell you, it's actually really worse when you use something else as an excuse for you to not do something. So think about that, guys. I'm going to wrap up the podcast here for today. What we need the most, and also what we need to rely on the most, in addition to motivation, is accountability. We need to become the hero of our own story. We need to understand that commitments don't give a crap about how we feel. A commitment is a commitment for a reason. No matter how you feel, there are always a certain group of people, a certain group of things, a set of actions that always rely on you.